कुमार स्वामी नायक है गोंगो लेवू लटो का रेडियो फीजी 2 में पुराना गाना लगे हमें बहुत अच्छा लगे
रेडियो फीजी 2 देश की धड़कन.
In this bulletin, Council of Churches okay with evangelism activities. Oral health survey long overdue. And state entities also benefit from duty reductions.
From the studios of FBC Suva, Ateda Lendua.
The Fiji Council of Churches does not have any issues with the evangelism activities in churches. A Facebook live video over the weekend shows Methodist preacher Reverend Elias Sakoroi's supposedly leading a healing session at the Centenary Church in Suva during their week of evangelism. The video shows church members wailing and crawling between pews during the prayers. Fiji Council of Churches President Reverend Tebita Baniwanua says these types of evangelism activities have existed for years and happens in other churches. However, Reverend Baniwanua says this is not something that should be publicized on social media, as church leaders are trying to help or heal people and their privacy should be protected.
Yes, a policy would be the right way of doing it because it can cause more damage if it is allowed to continue. Well, I think it should be private and not to be exposed this way because, not only in the Methodist Church, but it has been going on in other churches.
Meanwhile, the president of the Methodist Church in Fiji, Reverend Epineri Wakandewa, will be meeting with Reverend Elias Koroi to discuss the publication of the extreme evangelism video. The Methodist Church will also be looking into setting up clear guidelines on their social media policy. The Fiji Dental Association has called for a national dental and oral health survey. Association President Dr. Vikash Singh confirms Fiji has not had such a survey for the past 16 years. Dr. Singh says they have been liaising with the Ministry of Health on the need to collect data on oral health issues so dental practitioners can recommend the next course of action. He says this should be done as soon as the COVID-19 crisis is over.
That's an issue that I've been raising with various authorities for a number of years now. There hasn't been a national oral health survey since 2004. So we really don't have any published data to tell us about the prevalence of oral health conditions.
The pilot project on the improving of health services by Japan International Cooperation Agency has helped reduce complaints relating to the Vale Levu Health Center. Health Minister Dr. Mahogany highlighted that the project has also helped health officials provide the best healthcare services to Fijians. Dr. Mahogany says the project includes reducing waste to lower costs, improving productivity and quality of services. These are being monitored over a 3-year period ending in 2021.
Levu is somewhere that we normally have a lot of complaints, and I've actually seen the significant changes that have happened, and I thank Jaika and Private Kaizen, and also I thank Levu for the great work that they've done in Levu in making sure that we tell it around. It is a health center that services 60,000 people in a small, relatively small area, and they do their work really well.
State-owned entities are also taking advantage of the reduction in import duty announced in this year's national budget. The Fiji Roads Authority says they import some of their road surfacing material. Chief Executive Jonathan Moore says while most of their resources are produced locally, raw materials are sourced from overseas. Moore says this will also reduce expenses to some extent and provide access to quality raw materials.
There aren't a vast amount of imports for FRA. Much of the material we use is made here, but anything we do import will benefit from the duty. Things like bitumen, for example, that's not produced in Fiji, so that's all imported from various parts of the world, and that'll be a benefit because we use a huge amount of bitumen.
The Fiji Mahogany Trust says it has been making full use of government funds. Manager Sebanaya Tawake says the mahogany industry has had financial problems in the past, but there have been marked improvements in the last 2 years. Tawake says they're fortunate that funding this financial year has not been reduced despite the current economic challenges.
Our allocation from government is 250,000, and for the past two years, we've been spending about 90 to 96% utilization of funding. In terms of operation and also assisting landowners like Fiji Mahogany Trust, the core role is to assist landowner participate in the timber industry. They've gained their land for the plantations of mahogany, and the trust is there to assist them.
Local meat processors are concerned with increasing numbers of skilled workers taking job offers in Australia under the Pacific Labour Scheme. Leyland's Meat Limited General Manager Christopher Yee says years of investment in upskilling these workers have gone to waste. Yee adds they have no choice but to spend more on training young and newly recruited workers in local butcheries and meat processing companies.
When we lose them, we start all over again. We start training our people in the here, and then we lose our skilled people again to these bigger countries itself. Now, recently, we feel that there's a big loss, especially like from the abattoirs itself has lost a lot of people across to Australia.
He says the migration of skilled workers has not affected the supply of meat in local supermarkets. Up ahead, Highlanders plan to shut Suva, and Fiji Volleyball have plans for new Nakasi court.
Bula FM number 2 NSR.
Bula FM number 2 NSR.
It will be a battle of the forwards in round 5 of the Skipper Cup match between Suva and Naitasiri tomorrow. The capital side will be bringing in an experienced forward pack with the likes of Apisai Watumbuli, Devita Ikanevere and Manasa Saulo. This is something the young Naitasiri side is looking to counter come game day. Head coach Ilaitia Tuisese says Naitasiri has a game plan set in place to ensure they will be able to handle whatever tactics Suva throws their way.
Suva is the champion team. They have the skipper, they're defending champions, and they got the cream of the players around in the country. So they're very experienced, so we need to work our way around that, taking it into account. And it's a big challenge for us, and especially for this mixture of youth and the old heads in our team. So we were looking at getting a game plan that will suit us.
The Lotoka rugby team will be challenging the Fairbrother Trophy for the first time in 7 years when they take on Namosi this weekend. The Maroons know this will be an uphill battle for them as Namosi is a champion team. The side has also tagged themselves as the underdogs going into this match. Lotoka are also fully aware of how dangerous Namosi can be, especially when they came from behind last weekend to beat Yasawa 31-30. Former Flying Fijians Loki Firemi Wanga was also seen yesterday training the forwards as they aim to wrestle the coveted trophy.
And one thing that we saw last week was that to beat Namosi, a champion team like that, you need to be playing 90 plus minutes. But on the other side, we've proved against Yasawa that we play solid 80 minutes.
Live commentary of the match will also be aired on Radio Fiji 1 and Bula FM. Meanwhile, Suva hosts Naitasiri at ANZ Stadium at 6 p.m. tomorrow. In other games, at 3 p.m. Saturday, Nandi will host Nandronga at Prince Charles Park, and Isau will take on Levu at Ratu Thakombo Park in Nausori. The extra supermarket Reo futsal team is on a mission to win the 2019 Vodafone Futsal Inter-District Championship. The Delta Tigers look for a back-to-back win this weekend after winning their 9th Battle of the Giants title last Sunday. Notable district reps will feature for the side include Aquila Matesuva, Tevita Warnaivalu, Nicole Chand, Setereki and Bruce Hughes, Yosefo Veriwo and Felipe Mbarabilala. Captain Setereki Hughes says given the depth of the players in the squad, he's confident Reo will deliver the goods this weekend.
I trust in my players. Having them in the team, I know that we can do wonders in this tournament, and I do trust them. So that is the main thing in the team, that we need to trust our players.
Volleyball development at grassroots levels is on track with the opening of the new volleyball court in Nakasi yesterday. The Fiji Volleyball Federation President, Linga Ngukisuva, says even the national teams can benefit from the government's initiative through the assistance of the Chinese government. Ngukisuva says the $60,000 court is a timely investment in the sport.
From what we saw yesterday, indeed, this court will uplift not only the spirit of those that play volleyball, but also allow us to start playing home in an international platform.
Cloudy periods with some showers expected over Levu, Tabiuni and nearby smaller islands, Lau and the Lomaiviti group. Cloudy periods with brief showers expected over southeastern part and interior of Viti Levu. Elsewhere, fine apart from possible afternoon or evening showers. And that's your FBC News Now. Join us again at 7 p.m. for our major bulletin. In times of crisis, you need news you can trust. Get the verified facts from FBC's TV, radio and digital news. fbcnews.com.fj, keeping Fijians connected with the truth. Enjoy your lunch.
I'm from Lotoka and I love Gold FM because they play all my classic hits.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.